Welcome back to IBC 2024, the Backscreen stand. Alongside me I've got Jan Frelek, and we're going to talk about the approach really that Backscreen has to, I think, visuals in many ways. There's a lot of stuff behind that as well. But I know that if you look at the way that you present content to customers, subscribers, or those people you work with, it feels very different to the rows and rails that you see elsewhere.
Exactly, it feels different because we are different. I'm not my parent and I'm not my son. I'm just a mid-ager who in my young age was running after VHS cassettes. And the guys like me, they make media industry today. And basically what these guys are doing, they transforming their VHS experience into Netflix portal. But it's only for us. It's not for our parents and it's not for our children. And we have noticed it. And that's the differentiation that we bring to the market. We say, respect your parents because your parents will not learn portal by default. And you can observe it in all the different surveys. Well, still 50% of the market is into plain or live TV experience. So we are saying, okay, modernize your service by OTT application, but allow user to choose live TV if user wishes so. Do not confront a user who spent number of years of his life with live TV with a portal. So we, in the onboarding process, offer the way to select user experience. If users say, I want live TV, fine, let's present just live TV, and from this simplicity, let's gradually immerse a user into non-linear experience, because that's the value added of OTT.
It's an interesting one because this applies to all ages, the young and the old. It just seems to take forever to navigate through things. You know, I mentioned in my introduction rails, and it's like, okay, I want to just see the next episode of the show I watched last night.
Exactly.
And somehow we're making that difficult. Now, part of the time, I suspect that's for business reasons, but other times it's actually because it hasn't been thought through well enough.
Exactly, and I mean, the industry was thinking how to complicate the portals for the last 10 years, and now they are really quite hard to navigate, whereas users seek simplicity. You cannot design your IT solution as if you were the only provider in the world. You need to respect the user, you need to understand the user has different endeavors in his life.
Because there's a certain amount of familiarity, isn't there, between, I guess, any service. You know, Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus, you know, people have come there for much the same reasons. So
Yes.
it seems it would be wrong to just tear it up and start again. However, there's still a better way of doing things.
Exactly, especially for certain audiences. So again, for the typically older guys, we propose live TV experience as the default one. And from the simple live TV, we only gradually immerse into non-linear by pausing, catch-upping, going into sub-portal in the context of live TV program, a quick search, and only if user is mature enough, he can enter full portal. Of course, we propose portal as well for mid-agers. And for Gen Z, it's even more complicated because the Gen Z story starts with the proper content forms. For Gen Z, you need to start with thinking how to produce short-form verticals, because this is the content type that Gen Z is after. In our solution, our media asset managers support social media clipping and publishing to Instagram. And why publishing to Instagram? Because you need to meet your audience where the audience is. And the audience is on Instagram or TikTok or another social media service. So we say, dear operator, we give you a tool to clip the content for social media and transcode it for social media, short-form verticals, put it on your Instagram account and fish for your audience there.
So the idea is by giving the Gen Z something in a format they're familiar with,
Yes.
that will pull them back to the main service. But what then happens? Are they then presented with the format that us two like watching, or are they given something else?
No, something else. That's the point, right? Because you need to respect your children as well. So in the operator garden, once the user is there, one more notion, it's very important to publish content on Instagram with a link to the main service, because the user needs to make the switch. And there are a few ways how to do it. And in a project, we need to define with the operator what would be the optimal way for this particular case to make the switch from Insta to operator garden. Once the user is in operator garden, we propose the user experience, which is Instagram Live. So you need to create a special layer, kind of cover layer for long-form content in the mobile application, because it's mobile first generation, which is Instagram Live. The purpose is to educate the Gen Z that operator garden can be an equal source of entertainment to Instagram or TikTok. And they switch anyway from service to service. The name of the game is to position operator application as a viable source, as a viable alternative or equivalent to Instagram or TikTok. Over time, the user should be clicking on operator icon to find pretty much the same Instagram experience. And only from the layer of short form waterfall, the user can access the longer form, which is kind of hidden behind. So instead of covering the content resources either with live TV stream or with a portal wall, we propose short form waterfall from which user can enter long form content.
And I guess one of the tricks is almost for the system to be able to flip between the younger Gen Z members of the family to the older members within the same device,
Yes.
and with it looking fairly seamless.
Yes, and that's what we achieve by means of profiling, but even more importantly, by means of designing user experience so that the user can fly from one type of video experience to another and find his sweet spot. So it's not that we provide 3 silos. We provide one single user experience where user can select his preferred way of watching content, video content, and find a sweet spot in whatever hybrid in between may be.
And do operators get this when you put them your way of doing that? I guess they must have a certain idea when they make the call to get you in the first place.
I think for a number of years the industry were asking what's new on IBC, and I think cross-gen OTT is something new on IBC, and we are pitching the market with this proposition, and we are getting very positive feedback because we really hit the pain of the industry, because the industry must take care about Gen Z for the future and must take care about the parents for now. So the problem has been defined, and we come up with a proposal how to address this problem. So we see a very good traction, very good response, and we hope it will convert into real projects and real deployments. One of them is already planned and being in the rollout, and in Q4 and Q1 we will be commercializing it, and hopefully the rest will follow.
Very, very interesting perspective of way of doing things. Jan, thank you very much.
Thank you, Julian.
For talking to us. Thank you. And
Thank you.
There's more videos at broadbandtvnews.com.